Hello everybody, my name is Martin Andersson. I work for TC Group International. We're here at Prolight+Sound 2011. I'm going to show you a briefing of our PLM series and the latest version of that today. So I will show you now a little bit about our latest PLM 20000Q. And I will upload the unit to our network. As you can see, I'm uploading here 2 modules to the network. And 2 modules because it's 2 DSP engines within the PLM that can take inputs and route to any output. 2 DSP engines in the PLM. So you can have 1 3-way system, you can have 1 aux, you can have 2 2-way systems, however you feel like doing. I will start by going into the I/O configuration. This is, by the way, the fastest way for you to get into Lake if it's the first time you use it. Simply go to I/O config and there you will find everything you need within the PLM. Because at first, for sure, it could be confusing to start using the Lake. It's not as any other DSP, it's something else, and I'm sure you're going to like it. But yeah, go to I/O config and you're safe. The first thing we're going to do when using the PLM 20000Q is use this, which is a new feature as well. It's the breaker emulation limiter. 20000Q is a lot to take out of the mains. Actually, for using it full power, you're going to need 1 phase 32 ampere. But actually, using normal music material or even heavy such, it's enough with 16 ampere. So I'm going to change here the mains breaker and tell it that we have a 16 amp breaker. This is also a feature. We can always monitor the mains voltage. Really cool. So you can see how the mains is changing while you're taking power of it, how much current you're actually taking out of the mains, which is really good. The second thing I'm going to do is to tell these modules what to do, because actually when you start Lake, you have 2 modules that you can use, 2 DSP engines, but you haven't told them what to do. You have to tell them if it's going to be a 3-way system, it's going to be an aux and 4-way system, and that's sort of first step. Go to module store recall. Either you want to start a preset from the beginning. And make your own presets, 2-way, 3-way, 4-way, or you can actually go to our load library system or load library. Here we have presets stored for all the big speaker manufacturers. If you say JBL, Andersson, EW, DAS Audio, we have pre-made presets for the speakers. So get your PLM, upload the presets, and you're good to go. If it's the first time, and actually if it's the first time you use the system, I suggest you go to our classic crossovers and play around with it a little bit so that you get familiar with the system. Contour Classic crossovers, I'll go to C Contour Classic 3-way. I'll upload that to Module A. Still, Module B could be whatever you like, so we can actually put that aside a little bit. I will go into the module, and the second thing I'm going to do is to go to these magnifying glasses at the side and see to it that the output wiping is right. So I will go module A, CL3-way, low to output 1, mid to output 2, and high to output 3. I will leave the output 4 not used for now. I will go into the crossover view. Here you can see you can change the crossover frequency in the low band, between the low and the mid band, and that's the same you can do with the high band. Here you can select a lot of crossover types, all the way up to 48 dB, and there's all the normal crossovers to choose from. After that, I'm going to show you this parametric EQ, and normally when you do a preset, you're going to do the presets within the crossover view. You can make EQ like this for compensation for the speaker box. The parametric EQ is for you to use probably live in live situations and for make compensations for the room acoustics or whatever. And here you can see example of the raised cosine equalizer. By the way, this is a real-time equalizer, so whatever you do, you can actually listen to it real time. Let's say that you have a standing wave to approximately 500 Hertz. Let's block out that frequency, and you can actually draw the whole EQ like this until the standing wave is gone, or whatever. Also, I want you to pay attention to this raised cosine equalization, because as you can see, it's very, very sharp and narrow like this. You can actually block out frequencies very efficiently, and you can actually compare this to our crossover view here, where we have a classic EQ. You see, you actually steal 1/10 of an octave. You actually steal quite a lot of the bandwidth, whilst in the parametric EQ you steal next to nothing. So no information is lost there. Level view, next you will check your levels between your low, mid and high. So I can put that up, you know, lower the high or whatever. Also some cool features within Lake actually that you're not, maybe you will not see in the beginning, is that you can actually, if you take on this bar here, it will follow you directly. If you take under, it's actually move down to 1/10 of a dB instead of being direct. From here, from the levels you view, you will also be able to access delay or limiters, which is peak and RMS limiters. And for delay, you actually have, you know, direct connection there. If you press under, it's 1/10 of a millisecond. If you take aside, it's actually 100ths of a millisecond. So it's really good when fine-tuning. Next thing to know about Lake is that when you have a lot of modules like this up on the work area here, you can actually add groups to it. The group will be able to do anything I just showed you for any modules that you put in the group. So if you have two modules here, you want to make an EQ for both modules, for both speakers, you actually assign those modules. And now you can start doing the EQ or the levels or whatever in that group. And that's really handy, of course.